Viewers in Nigeria and around the world to the midday news on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Mukhtar Kasim. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and on StarTimes channel 276. We begin talking issues of national security, where the federal government has reaffirmed its commitment to strengthening national security and fostering international collaborations under President Bola Tinubu's Renewed Hope agenda. Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, dismissed the recent United States designation of Nigeria as a country of concern, describing it as a misrepresentation of the nation's progress in tackling terrorism and other issues promoting religious harmony. He said over 13,500 terrorists have been neutralized, 17,000 arrested, and 9,800 victims rescued in 18 months, while Nigeria's selection to host Africa's first UNESCO Media Literacy Institute underscores renewed global confidence in the country. In the meantime, Speaker of the House of Representatives Tajuddin Abbas has urged China to back Nigeria's quest for a permanent seat on the United Nations Security Council, citing the nation's strong regional influence and global contributions. Speaking during a visit to China for the 2025 Import Expo, Abbas proposed a Nigeria-China legislative cooperation framework and revealed ongoing talks to revitalize Ajaokuta Steel through Chinese technical partnership. Chinese Premier Li Qiang pledged support for deeper bilateral relations, joint Belt and Road Project, and Nigeria's enhanced role in multilateral forums, including BRICS and the WTO. And the Executive Secretary of the Tertiary Education Fund, Architect Sonny Ochono, says collaboration with the Public Service Institute of Nigeria is key to building a more efficient and professional public service. He stated this during a strategic meeting between both institutions at the TED Fund's headquarters in Abuja. Jummai Manson reports.
At the meeting, top management teams of TED Fund and the Public Service Institute of Nigeria reviewed ongoing partnerships and explored fresh opportunities to strengthen capacity building and innovation across the public sector. Executive Secretary TED Fund, Architect Sonny Ochono, underscored the need for continuous professional development to help public servants adapt to modern governance demand. He said, TED Fund remains committed to supporting training and innovation that would drive national growth and enhance service delivery.
So I urge you to take advantage of those opportunities, but I don't want to renew the assurances that I have a lot of respect for the PSI and the work they're doing. And we are also part of the collaboration.
In response, the Administrator and Chief Executive Officer of Public Service Institute of Nigeria, Barrister Imam Okon, said the visit is to deepen collaboration with TED Fund and reposition the institute as a hub for all public service training needs. She outlined ongoing efforts to expand programs in leadership development, digital skills, and pre-retirement training, while introducing new initiatives such as Smart P and Lead P to prepare officers for higher responsibilities. She emphasized the importance of Peason's Exit Masterclass, designed to equip retiring officers with skills for a smooth transition to post-service life.
We should try to see how we can get people that would retire at least 5 years ahead, start preparing them for exit, because it's not easy trying to integrate after being in the civil service for years, now trying to integrate into the marketplace, because the marketplace is very competitive.
Both initiatives agreed to work towards a new memorandum of understanding to familiarize their collaborations. The partnership is expected to promote professionalism, improve governance efficiency, and align public service training with emerging global trends. With this renewed commitment, TED Fund and the Public Service Institute of Nigeria are setting the pace for a smarter, more responsive, and future-ready public service. Jummai Manson reporting for Global Television News.
The Senate is preparing for a heated debate following controversial comments by United States President Donald Trump alleging a Christian genocide in Nigeria. Lawmakers say the issue is too sensitive to ignore but must be handled with caution. National Assembly correspondent Aniete Patrick reports.
The All upper chamber has signaled its intention to address the comments credited to U.S. President Donald Trump, claiming that Christians are being targeted in Nigeria. During plenary, President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, said the Senate will wait for the federal government to issue its official position before making any pronouncements.
This time, the Senate President of Nigeria did not answer President Trump, and then that the quotation is meant to cause diplomatic row. It is the presidency that will answer President Trump, and all Nigerians are doing their best in that direction. But who is that person that will go and ascribe a comment to the Senate President when he was never met?
His remarks, however, drew a swift reaction from his deputy.
I'm coming. Don't be scared. I can say.
I said
I'm
not
scared of Trump.
How can the Senate President or a country be scared?
I'm a Nigerian. Nigeria is a sovereign nation. I'm a parliamentarian. I'm a deputy Senate President. I can speak on behalf of Nigeria. I'm not scared of Trump.
But do not allow others to speak for you.
As the chamber prepares for a full debate, the issue is already stirring conversations on Nigeria's international image, religious tensions, and the responsibility of public officials in shaping national narratives. The Senate is expected to take up the matter once the federal government communicates its official stance. From the National Assembly, Annie T. Patrick, reporting for Global TV News.
National Assembly, there was heated debate in the House of Representatives as lawmakers tackled the lingering non-payment of local contractors and the slow implementation of the 2024-2025 budget. The issue raised as a matter of urgent public importance by Minority Leader Kingsley Chinda and seconded by Chairman Rules and Business Francis Wave dominated plenary, culminating in a 7-day ultimatum to the executive. Again, parliamentary correspondent Anita Patrick has details.
The House of Representatives resumed plenary to the echoes of protests from local contractors gathered at the National Assembly gate. The contractors say they have completed projects since 2024 but have not been paid. Inside the chamber, Minority Leader Kingsley Chinda moved the motion citing the non-implementation of the 2024 to 2025 budget and non-payment of contractors, stressing that several promises from the Ministries of Finance and Budget have not been fulfilled despite presidential directives. Chinda reminded lawmakers that a high-level committee meeting led by the Deputy Speaker had extracted commitments from the Minister of Finance, the Minister of Budget, and the Accountant General, commitments that remained unimplemented. He warned that the hardships created by the delayed payments are worsening poverty and fueling tension across the country. The motion considered under Order 8 Rule 5 sought a firm resolution directing key financial agencies to clear all outstanding payments within 7 days and immediately accelerate implementation of the 2025 budget.
Consequently, the House is urged to resolve that the Minister of Finance, Minister of Budget and Economic Planning, and the Accountant General of the country be given 7 days to make the aforesaid payments of all outstanding bills.
The motion drew wide support. It was seconded by Francis Waife, Chairman of the Rules and Business Committee, and overwhelmingly adopted after multiple voice votes. The House also mandated its leadership to monitor compliance and report back within 1 week for what the Speaker described as further drastic legislative action if the executive fails to act.
The contractors promised that during this work we will continue to demonstrate make this policy conducive for us and accessible.
As the session wound down, Kabiru Amadu moved the traditional motion for adjournment, noting that the delays in budget implementation were at the heart of the tensions witnessed both inside and outside the chamber.
Sitting for plenary should adjourn for 1 week. After 1 week, when we hear from the side of the executive about this issue of non-payment and implementation of the
The House has now issued a 7-day ultimatum to the Ministries of Finance and Budget, as well as the Accountant General, to pay all outstanding contractor debts and hasten the 2025 budget rollout. The leadership is expected to brief lawmakers next week on compliance. From the National Assembly, Annie T. Patrick reporting for Global TV News.
To Benue State, where Governor Hyacinth Alia has flagged off the second phase of the federal government's Renewed Hope Empowerment Program for Women, aimed at boosting livelihoods and supporting survivors of gender-based violence. Felicity Ndere reports.
The launch, held at the Pauline Maka Center in Makurdi, marks another step in the federal government's effort to empower women through the distribution of cash, food and non-food items. Represented by the State Commissioner for Women Affairs and Social Welfare, Teresa Ikwe, Governor Alia commended the initiative under the Ministry of Women Affairs and Social Development, describing it as a lifeline for women engaged in agriculture and small-scale businesses.
Of them, and she gave 10, and we are going to give the remaining people today. She also brought machines for survivors of GBV. She also brought for us today some bales of clothes, which we shall be taking to IDPs.
Other speakers, including the state coordinator of the Renewed Hope Initiative and special advisor to the Governor on Women Affairs, Scholastica Bemso, and the APC women leader, Helena Gagbe, highlighted the positive impact of the program on women's economic independence.
These items that you see here today is just a continuation of what was. The Honorable Minister of Women Affairs came to the state, and when she came, she brought these items that you see. This government is one that deals transparently.
Some beneficiaries expressed appreciation for the gesture and promised to utilize the support to grow their farms and businesses.
Women are crying everywhere before, but now the cry has stopped. The cry has stopped. Just because of you. You was there, but we didn't know that someone is there for us, we women in Benue State.
I so much appreciate the money given to me. I'm a farmer, right? And I'm going to spend the money on my farm. And I just want to say thank you to our governor.
The items distributed, which include rice, cash and wrappers, were shared among women across the state, irrespective of political affiliation. Felicity Ndere reporting for Global Television News.
Aniete Patrick has been named second runner-up in the television category of the 9th OFAB Nigeria Media Awards 2025, earning national recognition for excellence in agricultural biotechnology reporting. The award celebrates outstanding journalists, shaping public understanding of science and innovation in Nigeria. Our correspondent, Oyi Agbomofuegbe, reports.
The 2025 Open Forum for Agricultural Biotechnology OFAB Media Award and Gala Night has reaffirmed OFAB's commitment to working with media houses and with regulatory partners to ensure that scientific data and farmers' experiences are accessible, understandable, and verifiable. The national newspaper reporter Juliana Agbo emerged overall best at the 9th Open Forum on Agricultural Biotechnology OFAB Nigeria's Media Awards, but it was also a proud moment for Global Television. Global TV's Aniete Patrick was pronounced second runner-up in the TV category, honored for impactful storytelling and accurate reporting on agricultural biotechnology.
I'm so excited. It came as a shock that I became second runner-up, and I hope that it has stirred me up to do more, and next year I'm coming back again.
This award is not just personal to me, it's also to the farmers, the scientists, and the policy makers.
Director General of the National Biotechnology Research and Development Agency, Professor Abdullahi Mustafa, commended journalists for promoting factual, research-based reporting.
I urge you to continue to seek out these first-hand accounts, to hold the line of accuracy, and to probe both success and risks with an even-handed spirit.
In her remarks, the Director General, Agricultural Biotechnology at the agency, Dr. Rose Gidado, noted that since inception, OFAB Nigeria has stood out as a beacon of science-based advocacy.
Since OFAB's inception,
Of course, Nigeria has stood as a beacon of science-based advocacy, bridging the gap between innovative laboratory discoveries and the lives of everyday farmers.
Meanwhile, the Niger State Governor, Umar Bago, who was awarded, represented by the lawmaker from Niger State, representing Bida, Kacha, Bako Federal Constituency, Seidu Abdullahi, acknowledged OFAB's contribution to food security, reaffirming the state's commitment to deepening farmers' understanding of biotechnology.
I think what is really needed in the agricultural sector is for us to be able to enhance productivity.
The awards, which started 9 years ago, recognize excellence in journalism with responsibility according to agency in an age of rapid information flows and social media amplification. The need for credible, contextualized reporting has never been greater. Uyi Agbomofwegbe, reporting for Global TV News.
Midday News. When the Midday News returns, Osimhen scores first Champions League hat-trick. Details coming shortly, plus business and foreign stories. On the other side of this break, please stay with us. You're welcome back from that break. And now to business news, where the World Bank supported innovation, development, and effectiveness in the acquisition of skills initiative of Nigeria's Federal Ministry of Education, also called IDEAS, under the Technical and Vocational and Educational Training TVET program, has engaged another set of 217 training service providers to train 25,000 Nigerians in various skills. Uyi Agbomofwegbe reports.
In her address, the National Project Coordinator, Blessing Ogu, announced that the project is about to advertise to engage more TSPs to train an additional 30,000 trainees, with the project having already engaged about 91 TSPs who are currently training about 15,000 youth.
IDEAS is innovation, stands for Innovation Development for Effective Acquisition of Skills. It's a brainchild of the Federal Ministry of Education, fulfilling the Renew Hope agenda of Mr. President, wanting to train Nigerian youth to acquire a skill. The essence, the objective is to reduce unemployment. We have so many Nigerian youths that are unemployed, roaming the street, and the government is worried about the state of the Nigerian youth being unemployed. That's why the federal government is focusing on skills acquisition, and especially TVET. Promoting TVET education in order to improve our GDP, our economy, and to reduce unemployment.
World Bank representative Mistura Adedoyin Rufai noted that the multilateral institution designed the TVET program to expand education beyond its formal and traditional form into a broad-based skills-driven system, with a particular focus on helping young people build capacity for economic relevance.
The bank is not just thinking about, school anymore. The bank is now moving to skills, from skills to certification, and then certification to employment.
The creation of the TVET 2 subcomponents under IDEAS responded to the federal government's request to increase the focus on resource-based contracting for skills training targeted at illiterate and numerate youth seeking employment. Uyi Agbomofwegbe, reporting for Global TV News. In business, the federal government says it is considering the sales of Nigeria's 4 state-owned refineries to attract investors, improve efficiency, and increase competition in the downstream oil sector. Special advisor to the president on energy, Olu Behin, said the move aligns with Tinubu's reforms agenda to ensure a subsidy-free and transparent petroleum market. She added that the administration is working to reposition the NNPCL for eventual public offering and long-term operational transparency as discussions continue with technical equity partners for refinery management. Now, indigenous contractors across Nigeria have taken to the streets of Abuja to protest the non-payment of funds owed to them by the federal government. Ramsey Enoch Agbo has the details.
It was a tense atmosphere in Abuja as members of the Indigenous Contractors Association of Nigeria staged a peaceful protest over the non-payment of monies owed to them for various government projects executed across the country. The chairman of the association expressed disappointment over the government's failed promise since 2024. He lamented that most of the contractors are in deep financial distress because of the loans taken to execute this contract.
The budget that Mr. President signed into law, the appropriation budget to 2024, all MDAs, ministry, agencies and all that we did job for, and they've commissioned most of these projects. And contractors that they've paid is not up to 15 or 20% as we speak. And most of us borrowed money, funds from different financial institutions, different banks. Even there are some of our friends that came from US, UK and all that, that has credit facilities in those countries. Now they can't even go back. Their integrity is eroded.
Some of the protesting contractors also spoke to Global TV News, narrating how the prolonged non-payment has affected their operations and livelihoods.
As soon as our payment we get our payment, what are we doing on the streets? And we will continue to demand for our money. We have tried. One of our members yesterday was supposed to be in the protests. He was held in the police station all through because of the payments that he's supposed to make to his debtor. Up to now, we are still having issues. One of our members fainted yesterday while going back home because we could not get results. Now he's in the hospital. So we continue being on the streets until the government hired us.
Another contractor said their staff have gone months without salaries. Therefore, many companies are on the verge of collapse.
Presently now, I've been trying to pay for over 8 months. I've been paying my workers, borrowing money from different sources. But I've retrenched all my workers. At least I've retrenched about 6 of them. I have 8 workers. I just have 2 presently working for me. And by the end of this month, if we don't get our payment, most of them will still go.
The cry is coming as a result of the loan taken by some of these contractors who are unable to pay these loans because the federal government have not paid them. And they are now running helter-skelter to see that this money is being paid. Ramsey Enoch Agbo reporting for Global TV News.
To news making rounds on the foreign scene, Mauritania's Supreme Court has upheld the 15-year prison sentence handed to former President Mohamed Ould Abdelaziz for corruption and abuse of power during his decade-long rule. The ex-leader, convicted of amassing $70 million in illicit wealth, lost his final appeal after earlier rejections and had his sentence extended from 5 to 15 years. Aziz, who came to power through a coup in 2008 and left office in 2019, has been stripped of his civic rights and assets in one of the region's rare cases of high-level accountability. New Yorkers have elected leftist Zohran Mamdani as their next mayor, while Democrats won 2 key state governor races, sending an early warning signal to Republican President Donald Trump ahead of the 2026 midterms. The clean sweep among several ballots nationwide has boosted morale among Democrats bruised by Trump's return to the White House, setting alarm bells ringing among Republican circles. Zaraw Nasir completes the report.
It was not the show President Donald Trump wanted to see. America's off-season election special starred Zohran Mamdani and the supporting cast counted a Democrat who won electoral contests across the country. Mamdani's victory places him as the first Muslim to hold the office of New York mayor. In his fiery acceptance speech, Mamdani is talking tough.
New York will remain a city of immigrants, a city built by immigrants, powered by immigrants, and as of tonight, led by an immigrant. So hear me, President Trump, when I say this. To get to any of us, you will have to get through all of us.
His victory feels big for him and his political movement. His left-wing politics and the promises on affordability chimed with a body of people who feel disenfranchised from politics, whatever the party. Mamdani hit on the formula that worked for Trump, albeit at the other end of the political spectrum. He focused relentlessly on the cost of living, affordability in unaffordable New York City, and a delivered populist appeal. He is the biggest beast in the party, now too big for the old guy to ignore. Edikan Michael, reporting for Global TV News.
Apologies over there, that report was actually by Michael Edikon. And now to the world of sport, where Super Eagles striker Victor Osimhen has netted his first ever Champions League hat-trick as Galatasaray defeated Ajax 3-0 in Istanbul. The 26-year-old scorer scored a header and converted 2 penalties, extending his tally to 12 goals in 8 European games this season. His explosive form has powered Galatasaray to a 3rd consecutive group stage win, cementing their place among the competition's top contenders. Still talking sport, the Confederation of African Football (CAF) has announced the Women's Africa Cup of Nations will expand from 12 to 16 teams, beginning with the 2026 edition in Morocco. CAF said the expansion aligns with its goal of boosting competitiveness, exposure and development in African women's football. The 2026 tournament will also serve as the African qualifier for the 2027 FIFA Women's World Cup in Brazil, offering more countries the chance to compete on the global stage. Now that's it on the Midday News. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and on Star Times channel 276. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms now showing on your screen using @GlobalTVNG. I am Mukhtar Kasim, saying a very big thank you for watching.